Hello, it's me, host Eric, from a different angle. Perhaps you're used to seeing me not quite so up close. You're like, host Eric, you're revealing too much of your true self to us right now. Yes, it's not my most flattering angle, is it? Well, I present it to you anyway, because it's less backlit than the other angles. I'm aware of these things, sort of. I'm aware when I see the picture and go, ugh, I could turn this way. Is that better? Yeah? I'll be a little further away. See my wrinkles a little bit less up close. Spend a little less time digging around my pores. Regardless, this particular episode of Second Famous People is a channel comment business yada 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 episode, State of the Union kind of episode. So first, I want to respond to an important thing that Megabro said is worth mentioning. So in my video called "Watch This 6 or 7 or 8 Times," I what happens? I get a text that interrupts my train of thought. I basically indicate I don't like when others say, I have the knowledge and you sit there and listen to me. And he pointed out that this sort of contrariness is a form of counter-egalitarianism in a way. That you're not being merit-based, right? I think that's the gist of his argument. Am I right, Megabro? I bet that's basically the gist of it. If we want to boil down to it, is that by rejecting expertise, I'm not ultimately providing a merit-based evaluatory mechanism. And that's not cool. True, that's not cool. But I don't think that's exactly. I think I overstated the scope of my position. I don't like expertise about things that are purely interpretive, such as cognitive function stuff, self development. It's called self development. You know, like I know how you should improve yourself. Well, I know I might have an opinion about it. At least I might have an opinion about what you're doing is non-optimal if it's making itself visible to me. I might have theories about how to fix you, but what I don't have is presumption that I necessarily um well, I mean, I see it as adversarial, right? To the extent that I'm telling you there's something wrong with you, it's adversarial. And to the extent that I'm telling you you need to self-develop, it's adversarial. To the extent that I'm telling you I'm here to help you guys get to the next level, it's adversarial. I end up saying it some. I mean, some of that shit. There's a reality. There's a reality that says people are in different stages of development. Nobody disputes that they're physically in different stages of development. Nobody disputes that. What the fuck is that? Stop doing that. Stupid phone. God. Anyway, nobody disputes that there's different stages of physical development. Um, what? Stop! You just make that noise, but there's not anything. Turning you off, bitch. Anyway. Yeah, well, you can now. You can't make that sound anymore, fucker. See? Stupid fucking phone. You get. God damn it. That's what you get, Eric. I made you knock over the camera. Yeah, well, I get to give you a voice and be funny about it, so fuck you. That's not even my voice. I know, that's what's funny about it. You didn't get to choose your own voice. You're mean. Shut up, little camera, and do your job. I am. I know you are. I'm glad about that, at least. All right, so second. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, that thing. Like, I think I can say the following sorts of stuff. I, I have I have a lot fewer qualms giving other people advice about how to improve videos because, and I do that without presuming that my videos are good, but I do that with presuming that my videos are better now than they used to be, so that I know how to improve at making videos. I don't necessarily know how to make good videos, but even if you think my videos are shitty, if you agree that my shitty videos are better than my old shitty videos, then my claim that I know how to improve making videos has some meat to it, and is a good justification for me giving advice. I have no qualms with giving bad advice, zero. I have no qualms about positioning myself as more knowledgeable at all, provided, well, not even provided anything. I have no qualms about positioning myself as in possession of rarefied knowledge that I would like to make considerably less rarefied. And I would like to share that information with people. So that's fine. It's different. I mean, that's cold. That's cold hard fact as far as I'm concerned. It's like it's as though you're in a population full of people who didn't know anything about supermarkets, never been there before. All they'd ever done is like kill their own animals and stuff. You had to go and explain to them. No, okay, look, no, don't, no. Cereal and pineapple do not go together. Let me explain. No, that's not. Don't do that. Yeah, that's not a weapon. That has food inside of it. See, it's like that's how it feels to me about argumentation going through the world. People can't tell a can of spaghetti sauce from a box of cereal. If I say, well, have you established any kind of a link from the impact you talk about to the to this cause over here, blah blah blah. The I mean, even that kind of basic language takes them aback. What do you mean? They're not used to arguments operating on any level, particularly except FE, establishing social hierarchy, and certainly they have a massive effect on that. But when they're actually saying, "No, I'm not trying to diss you or whatever. I'm saying you're wrong, and here's why," and it's not an opinion, and there are very specific reasons why your statements are wrong. That takes people aback. Jesus, how long has this been a fucking thing? It keeps popping up. I don't know how to get rid of it. This is the hair on my chinny chin chin. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So I do understand and agree that there should be a rejection of dismissal of that which positions itself badly in FE terms. Just because it positions itself badly in FE terms, one should always take the good information one wants from it. But ultimately, there are two battlefields, right? There's an FE battlefield and there's a logic battlefield. The logic battlefield doesn't care if the FE battlefield is bumbling or is presumptuous or is maybe even rude sometimes. But the FE part doesn't care about the logic part, right? It's one of those things that I think makes ENTPs a bridge type, because we care about both a lot. And for us, I think maturity probably comes through figuring out how to use FE compromises to attain TI outcomes, to become comfortable with FE, to learn how to use it, to learn how to take data with it too. It's not just a matter of using FE, it's a matter of learning how to glean data through that channel consistently. So our first instinct's not any AP's first instinct, I think, to read the emotions of others is a good metric for what's going on. Regardless, if you've never had poop for dinner, well, me neither, and we should both be thankful for that. Now, I want to move on to the second topic, which is quite related, actually, which is going to make this individual very happy, I suspect. His name is Master Debater, and he has been the most recent revelation of human nature to me, and argumentation, and the way that people utilize certain means of communication in order to achieve certain outcomes, and how that links to identity. So I'm talking about Master Debater, as he calls himself. This individual is a commenter who has been engaging with me in a string of comments, and he is, okay, so basically he's a troll, which is somebody who puts some sort of provocative comment up, and then if you argue against the comment, then he'll shift ground, he'll turn it, make it personal, he'll twist everything to mean something other than it does, and he's hoping to get under somebody's skin and manipulate their reactions, right? He wants to take another person's behavior and control what that person does. But there's a phenomenon that's occurred with me, which is, this is how things work. Sometimes our anticipated outcomes of a control move like that, because I do shit like that too a little bit, you know. I'm with you, dude. I feel you. I'm not upset about anything or whatever, but the interesting thing about it is, lost my train of thought with all the FE dancing. Fucking god damn it. It'll come to me in a second. Oh, the revelation for me was basically this, that when he came in as a simple troll, he fooled me, which is to say, I didn't know he was a troll. His name is what got me. That's what makes it such an effective name. I was saying, you gotta change that name, dude. You know how to do it. Well, of course, it's a perfect name for a troll. You know, you should not change that name. That name's perfect. Now that I understand what I understand, which is, it's not that you're doing my art form badly, it's that you're doing your own art form well. And it's not an art form that I like very much, but that's okay. That's not the point. I respect the fact that you're doing it well, or at least exhibiting the mechanics of it very well. In this particular instance, you're doing it well, but it's not achieving anything that you normally would expect it to achieve, because this isn't a normal place to try to troll. So under normal circumstances, if I'm reacting to his things, if I'm engaging with him, battling with him, it means he's gotten under my skin. Except here, it's standard operating procedure. A lot of people battle with me. They battle in a lot of different ways. Some of them better, some of them worse. This is not one I encountered before. So I sort of assumed at first he was a debater. And I was like, Master Debater, this guy's a fucking shitty debater. He's crazy if he thinks he's correctly describing himself with his name. And responded to it as though it were such. You know, somebody who's way overreaching in their own self-assessment and walking around like they got a big dick swaggering about it. It's ridiculous. Um, so naturally you want to slap that shit down. But here's the thing. So I slapped him down pretty thoroughly and, pretty flawlessly, I'd say. It's not like I left a whole bunch of openings. I spiked shit out properly and everything. What does he do? He just ignores the spikes, comes right back, pops right back up. Another like needly comment or whatever. I'm like, does this fucking guy not just realize what happened to him? And the answer is, it doesn't matter to him, right? He's not in that. In his game, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I smack him down at all because he's not there to be. He's basically not coming in with any claims that link to his own identity. There's nothing that he feels he cares about that he's being said. Nothing at all. So when I say, oh, you must be stupid for making that dumb argument, he doesn't think to himself, that was a dumb argument. He's not evaluating on that. He's saying, look, I evoked response from Eric. But here's the thing, Master Debater. It's really easy to evoke response from me. I'm not sitting here going, ooh, he got me. I talked too much. I said too many words. I'm going, this is great. This is fun material for me to work with. Now, you might say, well, I guess I'm pretty special or something. But that's the other thing is, I mean, you're special in the sense that you're not even trying to debate. And that's unique and interesting for a little while, but it's got a low ceiling, dude. I mean, you understand with nearly 2,500 videos up, there have been a lot of people roll through here and roll on their way. So what it boils down to is the problem for Master Debater is he's kind of got himself painted in a corner. His outcome that he's seeking is to get a rise, and or to annoy, to pester, to get under the skin of, to break down somebody's confidence in something like that. I don't know, but I mean, it's never in a million years going to happen here because to the extent that it does, it's what is supposed to happen here. It's what I want to happen here. So the trolling part was interesting because it does reveal some techniques that if you wanted to use troll, you could. Basically, what he does is he'll say a provocative statement, and then you go, "That's not true." Like the autism thing. I traced in another video. X is autistic. No, he's not. Do you hate autistic people? No. And then like in this one, he's been counting the words of my comments, and he starts with 256 words. And because I made a big deal about, and what's with this word count? Don't you understand that has no warrant, no impact, whatever? And of course, he doesn't care. His point isn't to prove that he's making good arguments. His point isn't to convince people that of anything. His point is only simply to make me dance. And I guess this maybe is how you get a dance partner. That's fine. I like that. That's fine. I'm happy to dance with you. But for a little while, it's fun until it gets boring. And if it's just that, if that's all you got, it's boring. I would love to see you. I'd love to see you pull that shit off on camera on a mic. That'd be interesting. I think it's a little harder to do in that context, right? You got people actually having a conversation. Human beings. You're a human being too. They're all showing you the respect to give you time to speak and make points, and it's like everybody else is treating everybody else respectfully in terms of argumentation, at least taking their arguments seriously and not just clowning. I mean, if your whole purpose is to say, oh, here's this consensual group doing something interesting, let me fuck with it. Well, it's only interesting as long as it's interesting. If that is interesting, if what you're doing is interesting, then I'm all for it. But what else you got? I encourage you, though. I want to make clear, just because you came in hot Doesn't mean I don't want to be your friend. You're welcome to join us. Chat, we don't have to argue. When you come in, I'm not going to bust your chops. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm after the better, and then I'm going to start railing in on you or something. No, hell no. I respect what you do. I didn't I didn't know I respected it. I didn't know what it was before. I didn't realize it was a thing exactly. But I totally respect what you do. So I I hope you use it wisely. I don't respect what you do if you abuse it. You are choosing a good target now. If you choose targets like me, I absolutely applaud you for what you're doing. It's good work, good discursive legwork. Now that you've proven that you're persistent, you're not just a weak. I have smacked you down several times. You pop right back up, no problem, unfazed. If you'd gone away right away or displayed weakness, then I would have been completely just contemptuous of you because you don't come in swinging like that and then just suddenly go weak, right? That just means you're just all bluster and what the fuck were you even thinking? Didn't happen here. So yeah, now you can choose a number of different responses to this. You feel free to troll away at this video if you like, or or both is fine too. You could, engage more seriously about something. Nobody's going to expect you to have to be the same way you've been so far. If you want to do that, if you don't want to do that, you want to try your own thing. You want to just fucking see if you can pull it off troll wise live. That's fine too. I'm curious to see how it plays out. I mean, if you make yourself enough of a pass, I suppose you could, in theory, be banned. But you really have to fucking annoy the shit out of me, dude. So, I mean, you got a long ass leash here. The longest leash you're ever going to find anywhere. And the most appreciative leash holder. I really do. I like your middle finger driven style. I appreciate it. There's one other channel biz thing I want to talk about in this video. This is going to be a long one, but I think it's worth combining them into a 3-pack. And that's the whole Chad Crandall thing. So, Chad Crandall and Damon are the same person. I watched this video on MBTI, and it said in the video Damon, and in the description, and in this video Damon, and I've seen other videos on his channel that have people other than Chad Crandall, right? That are like hosted by Trey or hosted by Poopface or whatever, So I just thought, oh, I guess, and when you see it in the thumb, I couldn't tell exactly if Chad Crandall or not. It looked like him, but I thought, well, I guess somebody looks kind of like him. So then I start the video, and I'm like, damn, this guy looks exactly like him. And sounds exactly like him, too. But his name's Damon. It's right there. He said Damon. Huh. It is a different guy. Maybe it's his brother? All it's just going through my head, right? And even after watching quite a bit of it, enjoying it too. I want to stress this. I don't mean to tease Chad or Damon. I don't want to tease Chad or Damon. I don't want to tease them. Him. I don't want to tease him. It's mean. And it doesn't play well. I mean, it's like people want me to be nice. It makes me want to be nice. So know that when you want me to be nice and you kind of look sad or disappointed when I am mean in life or in internet or the ether of heaven, the sour, thick, sodden air of Middle Earth. Could be any of those things. I lost my train of thought. I'm slow like a slow bro on the slow show. Slow, 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 slow. What's this thing I'm talking about? The last name? Fucking goddamn it. I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm slow. Just like Mo. Yes, I'm Mo and I'm tired. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm slow and I'm tired. Yes, I'm wired. No, I'm not. I am tired. Are you tired or are you hired? Have I been hired to shire that? What do you mean, shire that? What am I talking about? Fucking channel stuff. The third thing. I did, Megabro. I did. Debater guy. I did. What's the third one? Insane, right? It's insane. What's wrong with my brain? Oh, Chad, right. Damon and Chad and Chad and Damon. So I put a comment saying, must not be Erikish, and I put it there because I thought it wasn't Chad. If I had known it was Chad, I still would have made the video, but it would have been a completely different video, right? It would have been respectful in a different way. And this has made me reflect a great deal on my own hypocrisy as of about 2 seconds ago when I just realized it. But I thought it played better, reflected a great deal on it already. Good enough, same difference. To note it, it's reflected a great deal on it. No, it's not, Eric. Why would you say that? See the foibles of being human. Okay, so yeah, the reality is, if I actually did not know that was Chad. I actually thought it was a guy who sounded and looked exactly the same as Chad, and it was named Damon. I, I have a feeling people are not going to believe this. I feel like Trenton. I want to spike this shit out. I swear to God, I thought that was a guy named Damon who looked and sounded exactly like Chad. And so when I put the comment, I was commenting to Damon, not Chad. And I now realize is that if it had been, I known it was Chad, I wouldn't have put that comment, even though that comment was super restrained for me. I barely even did anything. But I mean, I'm so restrained now anyway. I'm not like I used to be. I'm a different person, and I'm much gentler, and I'm much more cautious. Although, outside of this domain here, I'm not necessarily cautious when talking with Finnish people, but I'm cautious with people's feelings here. I hope, even though I trash the shit out of some people. I mean, it's such a weird thing. I really, really, really want to be careful with people's feelings. I really want someone to say, "No, you don't cross the line, Eric." And yet, if I'm upset about something or think somebody's being particularly wrong, I'll trash their argumentation at least. I hopefully draw that line pretty clearly and distinctly and don't trash them personally. But I know I do mushy on over to that line some of the time. It's just kind of unavoidable when you're a debater. You want to talk about not only are you wrong, but your wrongness is so bad that it makes you morally reprehensible. So it's not just if you're a debater, it's you're an ENTP. Because especially if you're an ENTP like me, is more or less forsaken all physical force as a personal tool. Most ENTPs are down to fight. And I think that's a weakness in us. We gotta get over it. You gotta outgrow that. There's a developmental stage. Y'all guys need to. Y'all younger ENTPs need to not fight like in physical fist fights. Instead, you need to provoke people to hit you and then ruin their lives. If you must engage in conflict. And you might say, well, that's not very nice. Well, you're not actually going to ruin their lives. What you're going to do is have that leverage and make sure that they say uncle and you really see the defeat in their eyes. You can kick their ass and you both end up sort of respecting each other. You could try to kick their ass and accidentally kill them. You could try to kick their ass and it ends fine, but turns out you fucked up your wrist so bad that you never write the same again. If you get in a fight, you could
go over there and think it's a fist fight, and they pull out a gun and shoot you in the head. Especially if alcohol is involved, and that's when you're most likely to fight. So, ENTPs who are younger than me, I'm going to give you an official piece of talking with famous people, words of wisdom, advice from the heart, and earnest entreaty. Don't fight. Don't fight with your fists. That's not going to win back your manhood. If you missed your chance to fight when you were a kid, if you didn't get in any of those fights when you were a kid, you can't make up for it now. It's too late, and as an adult, you just can't get away with it. You can't get away with it for long. You'll die, or you'll hurt somebody really badly. You'll injure yourself. Something's going to happen. So I think this is one of the pitfalls that faces the ENTPs, is the tendency to be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to back down. It's a Marty McFly thing, right? He's down to throw down any time because he's got something to prove. Well, we can still have something to prove. But that is a much tougher hill to climb, and I don't even know if I want to climb that hill. I still have something to prove, I feel like. I have plenty of things to prove. Not that I shouldn't, but freaking Effie. See, that's presumptuous. I see that as that statement to me unacceptable. When I said I still have things to prove, it implies that you should think that I don't still have things to prove. So to me, it's an unacceptable statement for me to make because it assumes things about you and your perceptions of me. That's always dangerous from an FE perspective, stupid from a TI perspective, and it doesn't work at all from an argumentation perspective because you'll end up making decisions based on wrong stuff. Now, that got a little off topic or something. I want to recap, rewrap, and pull it up with syrup sap so that you can eat a pancake stack the size of your big head. Here we go. Number one, I talked about Megabro and how his FE was super slow. It was a super slow accusation about how my FE was on vacation. In the driver's seat while someone else was on vacation. Not really. None of those things happen. See, raps, unfortunately, require one to take creative license with the facts in order to attend to the demands of rhyme. What I will say is this. In response to Megabro's thing, he said, it's bad to do that. And I agree. It is bad to do that if you are simply saying you can't be an expert and you can't act as an expert should act. One with information to disseminate. That's true. That's bad. And I draw the distinction and make the exception of certain, at least areas of self-development. It's a process of individual actualization. They can be realized by individuals to the extent that someone else models or presents as worthwhile some sort of tip or life hack about feeling better about yourself, being more optimal version of yourself. That's great. But I don't like exclusive paths. Exclusive paths are the way of Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Catholic Woe. And Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Catholic Woe, of course, if you're not aware, if you haven't watched yet, he is part Native American, so we do need to give him a lot of respect. And he does have a PhD. He found a university to award him one without making him do any work at all. And so that's one of his claims to fame and one of his reasons why he's qualified. Who else has been able to do that? So anyway, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be single path Joe. That's the way of cult leaders and shit too. So, and I'm not saying I don't want to be that guy. Like I have the opportunity to be that guy or not be that guy. I'm saying I don't want to be that guy in my life, in my interactions with some person, regardless of whether there's a YouTube channel or not, right? I don't want to be somebody who generalizes too much, for one thing. Who presumes that my experience is going to resonate with you in the ways that I expect it to. And on a media level, I don't think. This isn't what an I don't want to. This is, get rid of the I don't want to. This is I think this is the way the reality actually works, and that a lot of people probably, I don't know if a lot of people actually think this or not, but I would guess that to the extent that there are contrary positions to this, it would be not entirely unrealistic to think there would be those who hold contrary positions to this. The way reality works, when I put out a piece of media and it gets, fewer views than other media, why is that? Well, it's complicated. It's super complicated. It's not causally reducible. It's part of a complex, chaotic system. It's very difficult to make predictions about. The mechanisms, when looked at in isolation, give you an incomplete picture of how the system's progression will impact current vectors that you're extrapolating. As a consequence, I forgot where I was started. As a consequence of what? I don't know. Because of all that shit, something else. Well, you can't predict shit. But why am I saying you can't predict shit? You can't predict shit about what? I don't know, there's times when maybe I've smoked a few too many bowls here. I don't know. Normally, weed doesn't really affect me at all, but if you smoke enough bowls, you kind of get a little spacey like this. A little bit. It's not bad. It's almost assuredly the lack of sleep more than it is bowls anyway. This stuff is largely like a dietary supplement. It doesn't really have meaningful health impact either way. It may bolster your health a little bit, but probably doesn't help that much. I mean, it bolsters your mental health some, for sure. So, okay. Now, you might just say to me, Eric, that was terrible advice. What do you mean? I didn't give you advice. Didn't you? I don't think so. Didn't I just say like weed was good and stuff like that? Good for your health? I was just making observations of fact. Weed's healthy. It makes you a little bit healthier at least. That's not true though, Eric. Well, it's not advice either. To agree, it's not true? No, I think it's true. But do you have any evidence or anything? Who cares? Why do people are so concerned about evidence all the time? Bugs me. It's just true. I can just feel it. I got my introverted intuition rolling. I got my inner INFJ telling me that smoking weed is very good for me today. I got my inner INTJ and he's telling me to smoke a whole bunch more weed today. He says, pull a bowl now. She says, pull a bowl now. He says, pull another bowl. I said, okay, wow, I'm smoking another weed. All these INTJs agree. It's super healthy for me. I didn't wrap this up well. There's an end point. I feel like I walked right man all the way down the fucking end of the court and I failed to make the play up, but I have no idea what it is. So, you guys fill in the blank. Thanks for watching Talking with People. This is a long ass episode. 40 minutes. 40 minutes of 100% pure, diamond covered, platinum covered gold.